Welcome to Daily Conversation. This is Mr. K.
This is Eric.
Yeah, today is the 17th of October 2021, and the time now is 6:16 a.m. Well, our topic today is remembering our personal stories is very important. Share what happened when you were 24 years old. All right, so before we get started, please click the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. All right, so here we go. Yeah, so for me, 24 years old, which is 3 years ago. And then, so today I would like to talk about three things that
Is
kind
it
of
3 years? Is it 3 years ago?
3 years, 24, 25, 26. Yeah, it is 2 years ago, but we can also treat it like 3 years, right? 24, 25, 26. For me, I'm 26 already.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. It's actually 2 years ago. It haven't reached 3 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you actually you mentioned that to me.
Yeah. And actually, I also realized that, yeah, yesterday night, and because I count the year and I count what happened uh, in in specific year, and I
Mm.
actually found that I bought my house at when I was 22. Yeah.
Mm.
So it's not 23. Yeah.
Mm. Yep. Yep. Yeah. Sometimes I also found this kind of we couldn't if we didn't write down like a journal, we couldn't
Mm.
really being clear about the date the things happen, right?
Yeah. And can you imagine, even we don't share, we don't speak out, after a few years we will forget.
Mm. Yep. Yep.
Okay, so
Mm.
you can continue.
Yeah, and then yeah, actually for this one, for two of the incidents I would like to talk about is I wouldn't make the years wrong because why? The first is that I start my career being a teacher, and then why I wouldn't make it wrong because I started the first year and then teaching the student, which is in the grade one in secondary school, which is we call junior middle one, yeah, in that school. So today they are the third year, so I wouldn't make it wrong because I started teaching them uh, from grade one and now they are grade three. And then, yeah, for this one, actually, I start my career being a tuition teacher and also being just being a part-time in this job. And then at that time, I still work in my father's company. And then I remember that um, I talked to my dad, and then I spent like 1 or 2 days at the beginning, which is just a half day. For example, if my class is on Tuesday and Thursday, and then on Tuesday and Thursday, these 2 days, I will only work until like 1 o'clock, and then I go to uh, had my lunch, and after that, I went to the tuition center. Yeah, so in the first year, I actually uh, has has like one class only at the beginning, and after that, I have two classes. Yeah, so this is the first time that I try this kind of job, and then actually comparing to the job working in my father's company is actually quite different. One of is kind of working in an office, and then the other one is like it is I think it's totally different. Yeah, and then if you talk about these two jobs, I think my interest and my passions in on is on the teaching job. Yeah, and then Yeah, this is the one thing. And then second thing is that this is the uh, I had an experience on in this year, which is I went to the counseling. Yeah, and then uh, for these things also, it is something never happened in my life before, and then it is like actually before I try the uh, being a tuition teacher before I become a tuition teacher. I actually went to counseling, and then there's like 1 or 2 months before that, and then
Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, hello,
oh, is it bad
hello.
connection?
Can you hear me? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Back connection.
Okay.
Start from you went to counseling.
Yeah, I
It's
went to
quite long.
counseling. Okay, yeah, went to counseling this year, and then it is like in the beginning of the year, like February or March, yeah, which is the first quarter of the year. I feel like yeah, working in my father's company, and then um, yeah, I kind of don't like this job, and then also because of many mental costs, and then for example, I actually graduated from the college, and then I work in my father's company, and then I found that I actually couldn't do well uh, in that job, and then also I have to face a lot of things that I don't really like. For example, yeah, I have to deal with the customers, and then customers is like they have our because at that time I think yeah, I should have made my phone number, and then one for work, one for private, and then because at that time I use it for both, and then the customers keep contacting me, and then every time when you get a call from customers, they were like asking the same thing. For example, asking asking when can they get the car, and then asking what's the problem of their car, and then yes, for this one, basically we told them to ask our like supervisor, and but somehow they still want to ask us. Yep, and then yeah, so this is a part of my job, and then yeah, so in this year actually I didn't enjoy the job, and then I also feel like uh, um, I feel quite um, how to say, I feel quite hopeless because I just graduated. I don't know where I can work for, and then I also don't like the current job, and then yeah, something like that is like I suddenly lost in the career, and then I also saw that my younger brother, he didn't went to college, he didn't study for that, and he could do well. Yeah, and then I suddenly have something like um the is that the I think it's maybe it's because of something like self-esteem or what, and then yeah, I feel really bad, and then after that I feel like yeah, I must do something. I couldn't like fall into the trap of this kind of cycles which make me um like being depressed. And then so I decided to search online, and then to find whether we have something like counseling. And then yeah, I did find, and then I find one which is kind of halfly supported by I think it's like it's not halfly supported. It is like they say they are a non-profit organization, and then so that their charge will be much lower than other counseling center. And I found, and I checked the price. Yeah, really, the price, even though it's not cheap, it is like the first time I go is 75 ringgit, and then they basically don't limit the time. Yeah, but I think maybe they will control like a little. For example, half an hour or 1 hour, something like that, because we also have to book the time. For example, you have to make an appointment with them to tell them when you want to come. Yeah, and then I went to the counseling, and then actually at that time I thought counseling is something like different. They are professional or what, and then actually after I go there, I found that actually they are still normal people, and then but of course they are in this job. If we compare the staff in the counseling center and maybe the people around us, maybe friends, maybe your family members, there's still a difference. And the difference is uh, they are working for this, and then they are going to accept anything you say. And then you want to have the mental burden, because sometimes if you found yourself being depressed, you want to find someone to talk about this, and maybe you will feel embarrassed. You will feel like uh, you don't want other people to know about this. Yeah, so for the staff in the counseling center, I think they are the best person, because you can tell them anything. Uh, they will listen to you whatever you say, and then because you don't know them, and then you don't have to worry that other people know about what happened to you. Yeah, so I think they are their strength is this for me. Yep, and then I went to the counseling for the first time, and then just like some normal conversation, and then it didn't take long. It take only like half an hour, and then also they tell me that if I can go next time, yeah, if I wanted to, and then starting from the next time, the fees is like uh, I think it's actually um, something like 45 minutes. Yeah, 45 minutes, and then the fees is like 100 for every time. And then after that, I say, maybe I make a call to make the appointment. I didn't make the appointment at the counseling center. And then after I went back, I feel like, I don't have to go for the next time. I feel like actually is I wouldn't say they couldn't help. Yeah, it is something like you speak out something that uh, that you want to say, and then just want to find a person to talk about things that you experience. Yeah, and then also quite amazingly, actually, sometimes if you have something like the uh, something unhappy in your mind, and then you feel maybe a little depressed, and then sometimes just talking to someone, even though they couldn't help you, even though they just listen, and then maybe uh, uh, also reply you something, maybe it's a good suggestion, maybe it's not, and then actually this process is good to help you to release some of your uh, depressed depression, the feeling of depressed in your mind. This is actually a good way, just talking to someone. Yeah, and then so these are two incidents in my 24 years old. And then last one, which is also the first ever things in my life, which I actually start my first romantic relationship quite late, which is when I was 24. And then before that, I did like confess my love to girls, but at the end I didn't went up. It didn't end up uh, in a proper or we say didn't end up in romantic relationship. Yeah, so when I was 24, yeah, I when I was working in my father's company, and then the girls, which is my current girlfriend, was actually a customers, and then come to come to the office and then wanted to make a claim. Yeah, and then yeah, because at that time we have to deal with customers, so we have their contact numbers, and then so I get her numbers, and then also I also at that time I wasn't the person that deal with her in the office. I just saw her walk in, and then she actually goes to the other staff, not me. Yeah, but after that, we have a few times which is like asking documents, and then yeah, I take the job to ask for documents from her, and then by WhatsApps, and then also yeah, I tried to chat with her, and then she did reply me. So I think this is the starting of my relationship, and then yeah, we have the conversations, and then um, yeah, there is one incident which is she left her wallet in her car, and then she already went back, and she asked me to kind of help her to keep the wallet, and then to find it in the car. She's also not sure whether it is put in the car, and yeah, I helped her to do it, and then after that, yeah, I get some chance that to yeah, because if you want to have a chat with girl, something like you have to think what you want to talk about, and then because they are strangers, they may or may not reply you. But if there's something that that is for example, like this incident, she left the wallet in the car, and then I think this is kind of some opportunities to 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 have a chat with that person, because there is something to talk about instead of just uh, pure talking. And then that kind of pure talking sometimes will mention or highlight the intention of you, and then it become too obvious. Maybe some people will kind of feel it, and then maybe they stop chatting with you or what. So I think yeah, for my case, yeah, maybe this is kind of a things that is quite important. Yeah, before I managed to become her boyfriend, and then after her car get done, I said, how about I take the car for you, and then she accept, and then after that we also have some chats, and then yeah, I found that she lived actually in the same area of my house, which is like a 15 minutes distance. And then I told her that maybe at that time the car is ready, and I told her that maybe we can have a drinks out, and then maybe to have to sometimes have breakfast, lunch, or dinner together. And then at that time, also on the same date, and then she said, "How about having dinner?" Yeah, because she wanted to thanks me for collecting the car and then drive it to her house. Um, uh, she want to thanks me for that, and then I say, okay, yeah, just go for a dinner. Yeah, and at first I feel like, oh yeah, this is a good chance. I was so happy, but after that, yeah, she said that because she wanted to uh, 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 before this plan, she wanted to uh, she and her family wanted to go for dinner, and now because I want to join, so maybe she'll find it a little uh, inconvenient, because her families, which is her mother and also her brother, uh, yeah, her father isn't in Malaysia at that time, and then they couldn't drive. Yeah, her mother don't drive, so she asked me whether uh, she can bring her family, and then we go out together. So at that time, I suddenly feel quite anxious because I thought just I and her, and then now I have to go out with her mother and then her families also. Yeah. So yeah, I think my relationship is quite special because for normal relationship, basically we just go out with the girl, the boy go out with the girl, and then maybe after a few weeks, a few months, and then they are in a relationship already, and they find that it is a suitable time, and then maybe they will uh, go to meet their parents, or go to their house, and then to talk to their parents, to let their parents know you. But for me, I haven't ended up in a relationship, but I did meet her parents, not her parents, her mother only, and then also her families. Yeah, so this is something I feel like quite different. Yeah, and then yeah, after the dinner, and then I actually confessed my love to her through WhatsApps, and then at night. Yeah, and then she also give me a reply, which is a yes, and then yeah. So this is yeah, something that happened when I was 24. Yep. So these are my sharing today.
Yeah. So one question is, do you go counseling before you meet your girlfriends, or actually after you meet your girlfriend?
Before the sequence is like this. First, I go to counseling, and second, I start my career being a tuition teacher, and after that is I meet my girlfriends.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, and also just now you mentioned about in the counseling, they actually mm, like didn't give you the advice, and they just like listen to you, right?
Yeah.
Mm, yeah. And in the positive psychology, what I learned, one of the things I learned from the lecture is actually uh, it's kind of like one scientific proven, which is the man actually benefit more than the woman from a marriage or from a intimate relationship or romantic relationship. Yeah, because mm, especially after marriage, and if you and your partner live together, and you have more chance to share your to share your daily life with your partner. Yeah.
Yeah.
So sharing and talking to other people is quite really important, and it can bring up your long-term happiness level. Mm,
Mm.
yeah. No matter it is a like it is a good things, or no matter it is like the bad things. Good
Mm.
things you can share. You can share your experience. Bad things you can share, and like analyze together. Think
Mm.
what can you learn from this lesson, and yeah, something that this is not too bad, and this is not the end of the world. Yeah,
Mm.
something like that. Mm,
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, really have a chance to talk to other people is really important. And for girls, they actually have their girlfriends already. So uh they will share to their friends, to their
Mm.
best friends. Yeah. So but for men, normally, even though we have the best friends, but we don't talk our personal, our
Mm.
private uh incidents to uh to 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 our best friends. Mm,
Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Okay. What happened when I was 24? And it actually happened a lot of things. Yeah. Uh. Yeah. But here I want I would like to like uh make some make some timelines.
Mm.
Uh. I mean fit my life events into that
Yeah.
timeline. And because I uh I actually have messed up a little bit. Yeah. I bought the house. I bought my first house at 22, and I actually resigned when I was 23. So resigned from the first job, which is the audit job, and I actually shared this in the previous in the last previous conversations, which is in the crying
Mm.
when did you cry?
Yeah.
When did you cry last time?
Mm.
So this is the story when I was 23, and I changed the job and I changed another accounting job, and also in the next year, which is when I was 24, and this is year 2020, and I quit the job and I come to Singapore, and I when I was interviewed, when I first come to Singapore and interview, I actually feel that this is a good job, because when I was in Malaysia, I used to get like 3,000 ringgit salary per month, and the interview take long times. Take really long time. Maybe like half an hour, or maybe like half an hour to 1 hour. But in Singapore, of course, the salary is lesser. If we ignore the currency, but the interview process is really really fast, and just take like 10 to 15 minutes. And I also feel that the company is kind of like if you want to describe a person, is it the the term we use should be the outgoing. But the company couldn't be outgoing, just like the it's a similar idea. So the company is not like very strict, and it's like quite maybe open-minded, or maybe this is a positive term. Then you can use like negative term. Don't have a control, don't have management, something like that. So it's up to it is just a judgment. But for me, I really think this is a good thing, because why we need to interview so long time? Yeah, and 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 this is really a good job. Yeah, if we, I mean, this is the first, this is the best job that I work in my life. Yeah, I work. I used to work as a kitchen helper, and I used to work as an accountant auditor in Malaysia. Yeah, but none of the job is can provide you the relaxation. None of the job like don't require you to like really spend a lot of energy, spend a lot of time during a peak periods. Because in this company, this is not the accounting firm. This is not like the consulting company. So I just need to do the task for one company. I don't need to do my task is not doing account for many companies. So I just have one company of accounts to do, and I'm more focused about the daily routine task. And the daily routine task is not that complicated. And also is not there's not so many things for you to do. And in this job, I actually have quite I actually gain I cannot say I cannot say I have a lot of control, but I actually have a certain amount of control. And okay, and the control is actually quite important, and I will discuss in future's conversation. And this is this is what I learned from a book which is called the Status Syndromes. So the control at your work, and also control at your home, and control from every aspect in your life,
Mm.
and it actually affect your health. It actually affect your longevities. So, but I will detail. But I will make a sharing and the conversation of how to live longer. Okay, I will share in that conversation.
Okay.
And yeah, beside of the control, yeah, I also get a quite good salary compared to when I was in Malaysia, and the job is relaxed. Yeah, and also when I was 24, this is the first time I live independently. Yeah, so I come to Singapore. Uh, Before that, I actually live with my mother, so I don't really have the chance, have the experience to live by myself. Yeah,
Mm.
live alone. Yeah, and also, this is the year I really start doing investing. Yeah. Yeah. Of course, I start my investing journey quite early, but um, but I don't have a stable saving. I don't have a stable investment funds. Yeah, every time I put some money into investment funds, and after few months, they will have an opportunity that 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 require me to withdraw my money from the investment fund. So this is not investing. Yeah,
Mm.
if you look at uh the time period, this is just a trading. Yeah, and it's just a trading, but you think this is an investing. So this is not a good idea
Mm.
to do investing like that. Yeah. So if you really want to do long-term investments, you should really calculate how much money that you definitely don't need to withdraw from from the investment funds. So by using this principle to decide how much money you can put every month. Yeah. So this is the first year I really start doing investing, and also this is a year uh, I start English conversation with you. Yeah, and this is also the year that I meet my current girlfriends, and this is also the year I start applying for Singapore PR, permanent residence. Yeah, and this is also the year I start cooking. Yeah, I start practicing. I wouldn't
Mm.
say I start learning cooking, but because I don't think uh, what I do is learning. I just simply cook and gain experience from that. So I should say I start practicing cooking. Yeah, I start practice. I start practice cooking. Okay,
Mm.
and this is also the year we start upload our English conversations to YouTube. Yeah, and this is also the year I massively apply Excel knowledge and VBA at work. Yeah, when I was in Malaysia, I also applied my Excel skill, my VBA skill in my last job before I came to before I comes to Singapore.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is quite little. I don't have really a lot of control in the company, so I couldn't change a lot of things. I need to kind of like need to request, need to ask the advice from my senior whether I can like change the way of doing things like that. And this is not I mean this is not the good thing for the employee. Yeah.
Mm.
So for employee side, you don't really want to change. You don't really want to change the way of doing things. You just follow because you have no incentive to do that. It's just too much trouble.
Mm.
Now, why you need to bother? Why you need to bother that? Yeah. Mm.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I did apply uh my Excel knowledge into at work. Yeah, but it is not a lot. Yeah. Um, but when come to Singapore, this is the first time I apply. I can apply all my knowledge, all the thing I know. Excel in VBA into the job. Yeah, and there's no people control my my task. Yeah, my work task. So I need to be fully responsible for the task. Yeah, and yeah, I also have all the control of my task. Mm,
Mm.
yeah. So yeah, and also this is a year that I really start applying Python at work and also my personal tasks. Yeah. So be, before that, I mean uh, before I come to Singapore, yeah, I really don't have time to apply the knowledge, the the, the coding knowledge, the programming knowledge in at work. And because at work, uh, we seldom have free time to do this kind of task. And you have times to design your Excel templates is not bad already. Yeah, you have free times to design the Excel template is very is very like it's very like a good things already. So you don't really have the time to like find out to find out a new way of doing things, which is using programming to assist your work task. Yeah. So yeah, because after I utilize all my Excel and the VBA skill, but I still found that uh, some of the tasks couldn't done by Excel inherently naturally. So I need to looking for uh, a better tools, a more efficient tools, which is the real programming. Yeah, and the only programming language I know is Python. Yeah, and I don't really have a strong skill. I just have less than basic skill. Yeah, but I start from that, and I can design like some application to do data analysis. Yeah, so this is really amazing for me.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah, and this is also the year I start design my trading board. Yeah, yeah. So and now my trading board is starting to make some trades already. Yeah,
Mm.
and this is the result is not bad. Yeah, of course. The result is not bad, but it's just starting. Everything just starts because the bull market. Yeah, I mean the in my opinion, the mm, the second half of the bull run, is just starting. In crypto markets. Yeah.
Mm.
So yeah, just like I said just now, it's just started. Mm.
Mm.
Okay, so yeah, so um before I really think deep in this conversation topic, I actually think that um yeah, when I was 24, and it seems like not many things that I have done. Yeah, not
Mm.
many things uh that happened in this year. But actually, uh, I'm wrong. It actually happened a lot of things. Yeah.
Mm.
Mm.
Yep.
Okay, so that's my sharing for today.
Mm. Yep. And just now I heard you say that uh, this is the year that you start the conversation, right? The daily conversation.
Mm.
And then yeah, for that moment I was quite confused, but after that I found that yeah, there is some confusion here because for your 24 it is 2020, and
Mm.
for my 24 it is 2019. So
Mm.
there's no problem with that. So for me, the year that I start conversation is when I was 25. Yeah, so that's
Mm.
okay.
Mm.
Hmm. So until now, uh, how long have we started the conversation?
We start the conversation since
March, right?
uh I'm not sure. No, it's not. I think it's not much. It's April 2020.
Okay,
Yeah.
April.
So
So now 1.5 year.
mm, yeah,
Mm.
yeah. And for our YouTube, for our YouTube daily conversation records, we can like see. I think it's more than 1 year. Yeah.
More than 1 years. Yeah, yeah. If not, and it must be around 1 year.
Mm,
Hmm.
yeah. And if I try to see if I try to see the playlist, there are 361 videos. Yeah, so really it's around 1 year.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh. Hmm. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so anything wants to add in?
Yeah, just one more things. Because in your 24, do you feel like you have many things there are many things you have done. There are more things you have done compared to 23. Uh, do you have this
Uh,
kind of feeling?
yes, yes, yeah. I
Mm,
did have this feeling.
yeah.
Mm.
And then how
How?
about yeah, you finish first.
No. How about you?
Um, for my 24, yeah, for my 24, they also kind of because the incidents that I experience is something like start a relationship and then a career change. Yeah, these kind of things are also something new, and it also make my life different.
Mm.
Yeah, how about the feeling that whether you feel like this year is longer, slower, or what? Do you have the feeling like when you have a lot of things to do in a year, you feel like the year is becoming you feel like you live uh, the year is longer. Do you have the feeling like this?
I feel that the I feel this is kind of like uh times 1.5 speed. Yeah. So
Also, it's faster.
yeah, it's actually faster. Yeah.
Hmm.
So this is when I was 24. And when I was 25, which is this year, I actually found it. The light the somebody touched the video playing speed. Yeah, from times 1.5 to 2 times. Yeah. I actually feel that. So
Oh.
yeah, so in when yeah, but I will share the detailed story when
Hmm.
when it comes to the conversation that what happened in 25. Mm.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. So maybe we have a conversation on that day because for me, I feel like it is not time 1.5 or time 2. It is like times 0.75.
Oh wow. Why?
Maybe I think it's the daily conversations because we do it daily, and then I started to have more conscious, and then so maybe before that I live my life just like every day go to work and then come back, go to work, come back. Every day is uh, not much different, and then uh, kind of easy. And then I maybe I don't have the conscious that the time flies, but
Mm.
after having conversations, um, I feel like the years stay longer, something like that.
Mm. Yeah.
Hmm.
No, but when you are 24, you haven't started the conversation, is it?
Yeah, I haven't started. Yeah, and the feeling, but already it has some feeling that the year is longer, starting from
Mm.
24, and then in 25, it is uh, it is even obvious. And I told you before, right? Like 1 year equal to 2 or 3 years,
Yeah.
and then and but it is not like times 1.5. It is like I put 2 year or 3 years in a year, so that I feel like it is longer. I don't know why.
Mm.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. I I did feel that I accomplished a lot of things in when I was 24, but I just feel that the time flies. Yeah. So uh, the objectivities is quite similar to you, which is we did a lot of things. Yeah, but the feeling is different. I feel the time flies. Yeah, and you feel times is passing
Going
slower.
slower.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So these are my sharings today.
Okay. So that's all for our today conversations. How did you feel? Did you enjoy the conversations? Please tell us what you think of our conversation. And we are not native speakers. If you found any vocabulary mistake that we made, please also comment to let us know. Because we want to learn more and improve ourselves. Remember to like and subscribe to us. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.